This is another episode of It's Real Serious. I want to give a shout out to my engineer, Kenny, for helping me produce this beat. As this podcast grows, I'm going to play around with different beats and soundboards as more guests come on in the future. And, just to cover all bases, all in all. If you haven't already, when you get a chance, drop a rating and review for the podcast. And also follow It's Real Serious on Instagram. Thanks for all the support. As soon as we was headed back into this normal routine, Delta variant pulled up to the scene with the top off and started to make its presence. I don't know who's naming these variants, but it's feeling very sorority-ish, like the variant stepped out the womb of a probate. These variants keep coming back like American Idol seasons, and they're saying this one is more of a knockout artist, if not taken care of properly, which they say about every other variant as well. There were a few festivals that popped off not too long ago. Lollapalooza, Hard Summer, Rolling Loud. You look down in the crowd, people were dancing in and out that thing with no remorse. Anything with Palooza in it, you about to be shoulder to shoulder. I went to Henny Palooza a few years back. I took 2 steps in 3 hours, and that was just to get in. Next festival I go to, I need the Staples Center suite with the refreshments ducked off. If I could tell jokes to a mosh pit on stage, I would, just so I could stay out the crowd and stay out the way. LA got people confused. They said, get vaccinated, wear a mask indoors. When you reach your table to eat, take it off. When you go to the restroom, put it back on. I went to one spot, I had to show them my driver's license, my vaccine card, passport, and a doctor's note before I even got searched by the bouncer. They got so many rules right now. Staying home don't sound too bad. Again, part 2, 2022K. There's a restaurant in Huntington Beach that said the only way you can come in to eat is if you're not vaccinated. They sticking to their rights and hate rules from the top, middle, and bottom of their heart. And they was proud as hell they made a cameo on the news about that as well. They said not too long ago they about to start giving allowance, $100 to people who decide to get the vaccine. The vaccine is a choice, but maybe they need more popular people to encourage the masses to get more people to take. Somebody like a Kanye or a Beyonce or a Gary Vee, somebody people follow everything that they do or say. If $100 isn't enough, maybe a pair of Yeezys will reel more people in. You get a pair of Boost if you get the extra boost in your fingertips. Kanye playing with people with this album. Maybe if he said, go get the vaccine, I'll give you 2 albums at once to make people go out and get it. If Rihanna come out and say she'll release new music, then maybe people might run over there to get the shot because they get on her for dropping everything but her music. She drops perfume, shoes, candles, but where's the music? Even after she became a billionaire not too long ago, they still were asking for the music in the comments. So that's another way to bribe people with that. A lot of businesses taking extra measures to make sure their place is safe inside and out. Some of these corporations are even making it a welcome requirement, like how they lay you when you get off the plane for your Hawaii vacation. Instead of that, though, you get a vaccine check and okay, you good to come in and pay your bills again. There still will always be some naysayers and people who don't want to go back into work. One job I will always show up to is the NBA. After reading all these NBA contracts, I'll shut up and dribble. How you make $30 million for the next 5 years and pretend like it's normal, which is how they be acting because it's such a regular thing if you're good. Sponsor me, I'll wear the ugliest shoes that all the other players passed on like black licorice. Athletes do have to deal with a lot though. Simone Biles, she was getting a lot of heat for stepping out the competition. I don't really see the problem. It's just like paid time off. And that's a lot of pressure. We all need a break. She called in sick one day and they started to write a thesis on her on the internet. That's like pulling out for missing the last shot in beer pong when everybody is counting on you. And you carried the whole team. But that last shot, if you don't stick around, we about to get on you. Because we know you'll deliver in the long run. But it's okay. The other team players can step up if you want to get that ring. I didn't know there were so many different sport events in the Olympics. You can really make your own sport in the off season and put a bid for it to be a part of their schedule. The walkout for the teams in the Olympics was different because there was no one in the audience. It's better if you have the crowd to feed off the energy. The versus battle was a prime example of how the live audience can make an event better. I just watched the Lox versus Dipset battle. Jadakiss was rapping his lungs out. As soon as the battle was over, they told us to study his breath control on Twitter. They said, if you want to rap, follow his lead. This man started his masterclass on accident. His streams went up. All that went up. The Lox didn't come to play, though. And even though people say that they won, seeing Dipset back together as a team, that was a good sight to see. All these teams getting back together to get a win. NBA, rap groups. But you know who needs to get a super team, or who I would like to see get a super team, is Dr. Fauci and the CDC roster, so that they have more people to help them give them more information so that we can get back on track. Since the start of the pandemic this year and the remainder of last year, it has taught me not to postpone enjoyment. Any opportunity to enjoy it, take it, because we don't know what rules they'll put back up. Seems like they give us a new update every day, even outside of the corona. There's a lot going on with something happening in a different state and a different country. And although all we can do is adjust, it's still too much. It's real serious.